So, I literally am casting stones in a just extremely fragile glass house, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, okay? I'm waiting on an order right now. But if that helps you connect, if that helps you, you know, I'm not coming at you. I'm not coming at you from every side. Sorry. Mike Shinoda took over me. I'm not coming at you like I'm not also doing this shit. But I gotta say, DoorDash is fucking horrible, okay? And there's a bunch of points you can make on both sides of this, and I want that to be an open discussion, you know, because first of all, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. We you know, we're all aware, I hope, at this point. And something I will give it credit, it does help people make money. Granted, they are very predatory about it. You know, they're independent contractors, first of all. It's basically freelancing. And you really get fucked over on the DoorDash side. And then a lot of people don't tip. And they don't tip because they don't think they should have to or whatever. But I'm sorry, me personally, I'm kind of the belief that if you are going to order fast food, not even fast, I don't know why I specified fast food. If you're going to order something through DoorDash, you should tip. Now, I am kind of in a unique space on this, I think, because I don't think it's necessary to tip like baristas, for example, because they make normal wages. I'm not saying they're good wages, and I think it is great to tip your baristas. You know, I have tipped baristas before, and you know, I've tipped the vape shop, like, whenever I used to go get, like, you know, the Delta 8 stuff or whatever. I don't really vape anymore because of health issues, and a lot of the time I didn't tip them because, again, they make standard hourly wages. But I think in situations where you're ordering DoorDash, or you're ordering an Uber, or you're, like, even if you're in a restaurant with waitresses, because, you know, I don't know how it is in other parts of the world, but in the US at least, when you order food at a restaurant, your waitress typically makes like $2.25 an hour or some shit like that, because they're expected to live off the tips. So when you are in a situation like that, I think absolutely you are obligated to tip. I think you're an asshole if you don't, because you're taking the services, but you're not helping the person providing them. And, you know, we could say it's the company's fault, and I agree, it is the company's fault. You know, they should pay their workers a living wage, but if you truly stand by that, stop going to these places where you're not gonna tip. If you truly stand by that, because all you're doing is continuing to give the company money while fucking over the person that is the waitress or waiter. I don't know why I keep saying waitress. That might be an unconscious bias that I just uncovered. I don't know why I'm assuming that the server in this situation has to be a woman. The waiter, the waitress, the whatever the gender neutral term would be, I guess server. I literally just fucking said it. Look, okay, I'm non-binary. I mess up sometimes too. Okay. Anyways, but with food delivery, again, you know, it creates jobs. I've seen it. I've seen people, you know, I've known people who have struggled really bad, and then they DoorDash. Granted, it's not exactly great for their car, which is a whole another problem, but I've seen... Oh, are you okay, kitty cat? My cat tried to jump on my desk and missed. Oh. But, you know, I've seen people, they're struggling, and then they DoorDash for a couple days, and then they're good. You know, they made ends meet, and that's how they did it. And I am glad that exists. So that's why I have to take some of what I say with a grain of salt, because I'm glad that exists. And something else I'll say as well is grocery delivery, I think, is a huge thing. And also, like, a lot of this also goes for disabled people too, because, you know, there are some people who have caretakers, and there's some disabled people who don't, you know, and they can't, like, you know, maybe they can't drive, or maybe they, like, whatever, maybe they can't grocery shop easily, whatever the reason may be. Having someone be able to come bring the stuff to you is very useful. And I typically do order groceries through DoorDash, and I make sure to, you know, tip the person well. And you know, if you have a Food Lion card, Food Lion will, like, you actually pay the same price on DoorDash as you do in store with your Food Lion membership. You just have to pay the fees and then the tip, and then the fees are waived if you order a high enough order. And then, you know, the tip, I think the tip is necessary, because otherwise the dasher is not getting paid enough to justify what they're doing. But it's besides those things, it's the fast food that I want to talk about. It's the restaurant food I want to talk about. First of all, it's bad for restaurants. I don't think a lot of people realize that. A lot of restaurants have been kind of forced into it. They don't want to actually do it because profit margins are so low in restaurants, and DoorDash takes such a heavy fee from the transaction. So, you know, you're already losing money sometimes. Like there's like, I don't want to, you know, give too much information about myself, I guess, but there's a restaurant that I used to work at that had a I worked at a franchise of this place. I didn't work at a corporate one, but they had a promotion that was like a countrywide promotion as far as I'm aware, but we literally lost money selling it. Like it was a good deal, but we were losing money selling it because, you know, we're not corporate, we're franchise, and we weren't making enough money, like, or because of the costs, like the food costs. Like I don't know, I'm talking over myself. I really need to script these. My point is, restaurants get fucked already, okay? They get fucked financially a lot of the time. And because of that, when you order on DoorDash, the restaurant gets even more fucked. And you know, when it's big corporations, I don't really give a shit. Fuck those big corporations, including the place I used to work at. Fuck that place. But like local restaurants, you know, I can see the, you know, on one hand you're like, well, I want us to be available on DoorDash so people can order us. But on the other hand, you're like, well, but we're gonna lose so much money, and you know, we're already like a local business that does all this shit ourselves. So how the fuck are we supposed to, you know, do this or whatever? And then also, on your side as the consumer, the prices are just fucking ridiculous. Like, dead ass, if you order DoorDash regularly, like if you're the kind of person who does it a lot, even if you're not, whatever, but especially if you're the kind of person who does it a lot, go to one of those websites that will show prices of menu items, or just take note mentally next time you go out to eat somewhere in person. The difference in what you pay on DoorDash versus in person is fucking crazy. Like there are like markups to the point, like I'm trying to think of a one that would be common that most people would know. Like let's take like McDonald's for example. McDonald's has, you know, their little sandwiches like the McChickens and the McDoubles and stuff. Those right now are like, the McChicken right now is like $1.50. That's like the crazy, like, you know, fast food world promotion right now is McChickens are $1.50. That shit gotta be zebra meat or something to be that low these days, but whatever. $1.50 McChicken. Go look on DoorDash wherever you are how much a McChicken is, and I guarantee you that shit is probably $3, $4, or $5. And if you order multiple, like you're literally paying like double, if not more, for some of the items on these apps. And there's also just this weird, you know, this is just kind of me theorizing. I'm not like educated, you know, I'm not equipped enough to say this kind of thing for sure, but I feel like there is like a mental like I don't know, it kind of adds to the impulsivity, to the addiction of it all, that it's part of your phone, this thing that we already struggle with, you know, psychologically and being addicted to, and the dopamine rushes, and now you tie that to being able to hit a button and summon food, and you know, that's a biological need. So like to get like to force feed your brain entertainment is one thing, but to literally like be like, oh, the entertainment machine with the pretty lights and the dopamine hits, it can also summon like this thing I literally need to survive. I'm sure that creates a crazy mental thing. I don't know. I posted a video the other day talking about how I want to start a weight loss journey, and I think like that's really one of the big parts of it is going to be trying to cut out food delivery, because it fucks you over financially, it fucks you over like health wise, it fucks you over mentally. It's just such a shitty thing, I guess. But then I'm like, well, okay, but what about the people who use it to make ends meet? You know, that's valid. Which I guess is where the groceries come in, you know. I probably will keep ordering my groceries off of it, so, you know, it is what it is. I don't know. I just know these companies suck, and the job market sucks, and everything sucks, and that's pretty much the point. Everything fucking sucks, okay? Everything fucking sucks. We really need to start cooking. We need to start cooking again, okay? Cooking's not even hard. Like, no disrespect to chefs and stuff, like, cooking is an art form, and there are levels to it, don't get me wrong. Cooking, like, you know, Chef Ramsay is hard. I'm not denying that whatsoever. I'm just saying, cooking is a basic skill for survival in the same way that, like, cleaning is. You should know how to cook. and we should be doing it more often for ethical reasons, for financial reasons, for health reasons. Like, just cook more. And I'm really talking to myself as I say that. But, you know, I needed something to yap about for today's video, and that was something that I was feeling in my soul. So here we are.